8 signs you're a lifelong learner. Have you ever thought about what it means to keep growing, no matter your age or stage in life? Being a lifelong learner isn't just about collecting facts or earning degrees. It's a mindset that fuels curiosity, embraces challenges, and seeks wisdom in every experience. It's a way of living that keeps your mind sharp, your spirit vibrant, and your possibilities endless. The exciting truth is, you might already be showing signs that you're a lifelong learner, even if you haven't noticed. Some people settle into routines, avoiding new ideas or shying away from the unknown, while others dive into learning with enthusiasm, always eager to expand their horizons. What makes the difference? It often comes down to a few key signs that you're cultivating a love for learning that lasts a lifetime. In this article, we're diving into 8 signs, grounded in insights from education and psychology research, that show you're a lifelong learner. These aren't just random traits, they're backed by experts, like those in Journal of Adult Learning and Harvard Business Review, who study how curiosity and growth drive success. By the end, you'll recognize these signs in your own life, feel inspired to keep learning, and have practical steps to fuel your curiosity. Stay with us until the end, because you might be closer to unlocking your full potential than you think, and small steps can lead to incredible growth. Ready to discover how you're embracing lifelong learning? Let's dive in. Sign 1. You seek out new skills or knowledge regularly. The first sign you're a lifelong learner is that you actively seek out new skills or knowledge on a regular basis, whether it's learning a language, mastering a hobby, or diving into a new subject. You don't wait for opportunities to come to you, you go after them, signing up for courses, watching tutorials, or reading up on topics that spark your interest. According to a 2020 study in the Journal of Adult Learning, proactive learning is a hallmark of lifelong learners, as it reflects a drive to grow and adapt. A mind that avoids new knowledge stays still, but one that seeks it expands endlessly. Imagine 2 co-workers, Zoe and Liam, both 30 years old. Zoe spends her evenings learning graphic design through online courses, excited to add a new skill to her resume. She feels energized by her progress and applies her knowledge to side projects. Liam, however, sticks to what he already knows, saying he's too busy to learn anything new. What Liam doesn't realize is that his resistance is limiting his growth, while Zoe's pursuit of new skills is fueling her lifelong learning. Seeking knowledge doesn't just build expertise, it keeps your mind alive and open. The good news? You can start seeking knowledge today. Pick one skill or topic you're curious about, like coding or history, and dedicate 15 minutes daily to it, using resources like Coursera or YouTube. Set a small goal, like learning 5 new words or 1 technique, to stay motivated. If you're unsure where to start, browse a library or ask a friend for recommendations. Ask yourself, are you seeking new skills or knowledge regularly, or staying in your comfort zone? Learning is your spark. Ignite it to grow as a lifelong learner. Sign 2. You enjoy asking questions and exploring unknowns. Another clear sign you're a lifelong learner is that you enjoy asking questions and exploring unknowns, never shying away from what you don't understand. Whether it's wondering why the stars shine or how a machine works, you dive into the mystery with curiosity, seeking answers through research or conversation. A 2021 study in Educational Psychology Review found that curiosity-driven questioning enhances learning and critical thinking, as it pushes you to uncover deeper truths. A mind that avoids questions grows rigid, but one that embraces them stays flexible and curious. Picture 2 students, Ava and Noah, both 19 years old. Ava loves asking questions in class, like, how do plants make energy? Or, why do economies crash? She researches answers online or asks her teacher, feeling thrilled by discovery. Noah, however, stays quiet, afraid of looking dumb if he doesn't know something. What Noah doesn't know is that his fear is stifling his growth, while Ava's questioning is strengthening her lifelong learning. Asking questions doesn't just fill gaps, it opens doors to new worlds. The good news? You can embrace questioning. Next time you're curious about a news story, a gadget, or a friend's skill, ask, why? Or how? And dig for an answer, like reading an article or starting a chat. Keep a notebook of questions that pop into your mind and explore one weekly. If you're shy about asking, start with private research or ask a trusted friend. Ask yourself, are you enjoying questions and unknowns, or avoiding them? Questions are your compass. Follow them to learn for life. If you're finding this article inspiring, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here, and consider subscribing for more ways to grow. Let's keep going. Sign 3. You read or research topics outside your comfort zone. A vibrant sign you're a lifelong learner is that you read or research topics outside your comfort zone, exploring subjects beyond your expertise or interests. You might pick up a book on quantum physics despite being an artist, or dive into cultural history even if you're a tech geek, eager to stretch your mind. According to a 2019 study in Learning and Individual Differences, exposure to diverse knowledge fosters cognitive flexibility and creativity. A mind that sticks to familiar topics grows narrow, but one that ventures out becomes broad and adaptable. Imagine two neighbors, Emma and Lucas, both 40 years old. Emma, a chef, spends her free time reading about artificial intelligence and ancient philosophy, fascinated by ideas outside her culinary world. She feels enriched and inspired. Lucas, a mechanic, only reads car manuals, saying other topics aren't for him. What Lucas doesn't realize is that his limited scope is shrinking his perspective, while Emma's exploration is fueling her lifelong learning. Stepping outside your comfort zone doesn't just add facts, it expands how you see the world. The good news? You can explore new topics. Choose one subject outside your norm, like astronomy or poetry, and read one article or chapter this week, using libraries or sites like Khan Academy. Join a discussion group or watch a documentary to dive deeper. Start small to avoid overwhelm, like a 10-minute read, and note what excites you. Ask yourself, are you researching beyond your comfort zone, or sticking to what's familiar? New topics are your horizon. Reach for them to grow as a learner. Sign 4. You learn from failures without shame. Another sign you're a lifelong learner is that you learn from failures without shame, seeing mistakes as opportunities to grow rather than reasons to feel defeated. When a project flops or a goal falls short, you analyze what went wrong, adjust, and try again, knowing setbacks are part of learning. A 2020 study in Journal of Experimental Psychology found that embracing failure as a learning tool enhances resilience and skill development. A mind that hides from failure stays stuck, but one that learns from it soars. Consider two entrepreneurs, Mia and Ethan, both 27 years old. Mia's first business venture failed, but she studied her mistakes, poor marketing and budgeting, and launched a new project with better strategies, feeling wiser. Ethan, however, gave up after his startup flopped, too embarrassed to try again. What Ethan doesn't realize is that his shame is blocking his growth, while Mia's learning mindset is strengthening her lifelong learning. Learning from failure doesn't just rebuild, it makes you unstoppable. The good news? You can embrace failure. Reflect on one recent setback, like a missed deadline or a bad grade, and write down one lesson, like better planning or asking for help. Try again with that lesson in mind, even in a small way. Share your experience with a friend to normalize failure, or read Mindset by Carol Dweck for inspiration. If shame creeps in, remind yourself that every expert failed first. Ask yourself, are you learning from failures, or letting shame stop you? Failure is your teacher. Learn from it to thrive. Sign 5. You engage in thoughtful discussions with others. A powerful sign you're a lifelong learner is that you engage in thoughtful discussions with others, seeking out conversations that challenge your ideas and broaden your perspective. You listen actively, ask questions, and share insights, whether debating politics with a friend or exploring art with a colleague. According to a 2021 study in Adult Education Quarterly, collaborative dialogue enhances learning by exposing you to diverse viewpoints. A mind that avoids discussion grows insular, but one that engages grows rich with ideas. Picture two co-workers, Olivia and Aiden, both 33 years old. Olivia loves joining team debates about industry trends, listening to others and offering her thoughts, which sharpens her knowledge. She feels energized by the exchange. Aiden, however, stays quiet in meetings, thinking he has nothing to add or fearing disagreement. What Aiden doesn't know is that his silence is limiting his learning, while Olivia's discussions are fueling her growth. Thoughtful discussions don't just spark ideas, they connect you to the world's wisdom. The good news? You can dive into discussions. Start a conversation this week with someone about a topic you're curious about, like a book or current event, asking, "What do you think?" Listen without interrupting, and share one idea to contribute. Join a club or online forum to practice, like a philosophy group or Reddit thread. If you're nervous, begin with a close friend. Ask yourself, are you engaging in thoughtful discussions or staying silent? Dialogue is your classroom. Join it to learn for life. If you're still here and feeling motivated, please comment number 5 below to let me know, and consider subscribing for more inspiration. Let's keep exploring. Sign 6. You adapt to new technologies or ideas quickly. Another sign you're a lifelong learner is that you adapt to new technologies or ideas quickly, embracing tools, systems, or concepts with curiosity rather than resistance. Whether it's learning a new app, adopting a fresh workflow, or exploring a novel theory, you jump in with an open mind. A 2020 study in computers and education found that adaptability to new technologies enhances learning agility, a key trait of lifelong learners. A mind that resists change grows outdated, but one that adapts stays vibrant and relevant. Imagine two teachers, Sophia and Owen, both 45 years old. Sophia eagerly learns a new virtual teaching platform, watching tutorials and experimenting with features, excited to enhance her classes. Owen, however, grumbles about the software, sticking to old methods and struggling to keep up. What Owen doesn't realize is that his resistance is stunting his growth, while Sophia's adaptability is strengthening her lifelong learning. Adapting quickly doesn't just keep you current, it shows you're ready for the future. The good news? You can boost adaptability. Try one new tool or idea this week, like a productivity app or a trending concept in your field, and spend 10 minutes exploring it. Ask a tech-savvy friend for tips or watch a beginner's guide online. Embrace mistakes as part of the process, and celebrate small wins, like mastering one feature. Ask yourself, are you adapting to new technologies or ideas, or clinging to the old? Adaptability is your edge. Embrace it to learn forever. Sign 7. You find joy in mastering challenges. A joyful sign you're a lifelong learner is that you find joy in mastering challenges, relishing the process of tackling difficult tasks and celebrating when you succeed. Whether it's solving a complex puzzle, finishing a tough course, or nailing a new recipe, you love the effort and the payoff. A 2019 study in motivation and emotion found that finding joy in mastery drives intrinsic motivation, a core trait of lifelong learners. A mind that dreads challenges feels burdened, but one that loves them feels alive and fulfilled. Consider two hobbyists, Chloe and Ethan, both 25 years old. Chloe is learning guitar and grins every time she masters a new chord, even after hours of practice. Her joy keeps her motivated. Ethan, however, finds guitar practice frustrating and quits when songs get hard, missing the thrill of progress. What Ethan doesn't know is that his avoidance is dimming his spark, while Chloe's joy in mastery is fueling her lifelong learning. Mastering challenges doesn't just build skills, it fills your life with excitement. The good news? You can find joy in challenges. Pick one challenge, like a tricky recipe or a new workout, and commit to 15 minutes daily, focusing on the fun of improving. Track your progress, like noting each step you nail, and reward yourself with a treat for milestones. If a challenge feels daunting, break it into tiny parts. Ask yourself, are you finding joy in mastering challenges, or avoiding them? Mastery is your playground. Play in it to grow as a learner. Sign 8. You stay curious about the world around you. The final sign you're a lifelong learner is that you stay curious about the world around you, always wondering about people, places, and ideas, from distant cultures to local wildlife. You notice details, ask why or how, and seek to understand the world's complexities, keeping your mind open and engaged. A 2021 study in Journal of Research and Personality found that curiosity about the world fosters lifelong learning by driving exploration and discovery. A mind that ignores the world grows dull, but one that stays curious sparkles with wonder. Picture two travelers, Liam and Ava, both 38 years old. Ava visits a new city and dives into its history, chats with locals, and tries new foods, thrilled by what she learns. Liam, however, sticks to tourist traps, uninterested in the city's story or people. What Liam doesn't realize is that his lack of curiosity is narrowing his world, while Ava's wonder is strengthening her lifelong learning. Staying curious doesn't just make life fun, it keeps your mind forever young. The good news? You can nurture curiosity. Spend 10 minutes daily exploring something new, like a podcast about space or a neighbor's garden, and ask one question, like, what's this about? Visit a museum, read a global news story, or talk to someone new to spark wonder. Keep a curiosity journal to jot down what intrigues you. Ask yourself, are you curious about the world, or tuning it out? Curiosity is your fuel. Let it drive your lifelong learning. If you're still reading and feeling inspired, please comment number 8 below to let me know, and consider subscribing for more ways to thrive. What to do to keep being a lifelong learner? Now that you've uncovered these signs, Let's talk about how to keep embracing lifelong learning and unlocking your potential. First, seek new skills by enrolling in one course or tutorial this month, like photography or coding, and dedicating 30 minutes weekly. Second, ask questions by starting one curious conversation daily, like, how does this work? And researching the answer. Third, explore new topics by reading one article outside your field weekly, joining a discussion group for variety. Fourth, learn from failure by reflecting on one recent mistake, listing one lesson, and applying it to your next try. Fifth, engage in discussions by joining one debate or forum this month, listening actively and sharing one idea. Sixth, adapt to technology by learning one new tool, like a note-taking app, and using it for a week. Seventh, master challenges by picking one tough task, like a language lesson, and practicing 10 minutes daily, celebrating progress. Eighth, stay curious by exploring one new aspect of your world weekly, like a local event or global issue, and noting what you learn. Read books like Curious by Ian Leslie or Lifelong Learning by Peter Hollins for strategies. Celebrate wins, like a new skill or a great discussion, with rewards like a coffee or a fun outing. If you stall, reflect and restart with kindness. Your learning journey is endless. Keep exploring to shine. Final thoughts. You've just explored 8 signs that you're a lifelong learner, seeking out new skills or knowledge regularly, enjoying asking questions, reading outside your comfort zone, learning from failures without shame, engaging in thoughtful discussions, adapting to new technologies or ideas, finding joy in mastering challenges, and staying curious about the world. Are you seeing these in your life, or are there areas to dive deeper? The beauty of lifelong learning is that it's a choice you can make every day, no matter your age or path. It's about staying curious, open, and eager to grow. Every step you take to learn builds a life of wisdom, joy, and possibility. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start today. Learn one skill, ask one question, read one article, reflect on one failure, join one discussion, try one tool, master one challenge, or explore one wonder. These aren't just actions. They're the keys to a vibrant, ever-growing life. You're already on the path to lifelong learning. Keep going, stay curious, and watch how far you soar. Comment number 28 below to share your learning journey or stay connected, and let's keep growing together.